This guy's back in control. Water kill! Water kill! Water kill! We did it. We did it. He's gone. He's gone, and we can go away.
By the way, you did not level up from that.
No, I didn't. No. Oh, it's over. Good God.
Can we, like, get...
Our
like
last hour left back?
No, can we get, like, a criminal court for game designers?
I'm sorry, Setsuna, I have to sue you for a bad legendary monster boss
I bet you
design.
one of the fuckers who plays this likes Shin Megami Tensei.
I don't know why anyone would. Or Disgaea. Those are my two beefs. Julian, could you have done this like an hour and a half ago? I don't mean to be that guy, but fuck,
He's not
man.
having any of this shit. Oh. Well, they disappeared into the void. Oh.
Julian. Ha! Ha ha!
Ah! 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 Ah!
The last land's the power that dwells there. Great. I gotta take Julian's limp corpse around places, huh?
He's just gonna keep falling over and shit.
Yeah.
Taking big bumps.
Finally, it's over. The purple grossness.
The purple barriers are gone all over the world.
It was all from that.
To be fair,
monster.
I guess that was like a very story important boss, so it makes sense that it would be hard. But they just botched the numbers on that. Like it's
That's
just
what it feels like.
The natural pace of that, like the strategy that boss uses, which was just do a lot of damage really quickly, would be fine if it was just less damage. And that's why RPGs are so finicky, because it's like you can have a good idea that's just ruined by horrible math.
Remember the other boss fight that sucked in this game?
The one near the very beginning?
Yeah. What was it? It was a werewolf.
It was a werewolf that did pretty much the
exact same thing.
strategy.
It was the exact same thing.
It was the exact same thing, and the thing about it is it did the same thing.
One target
here's
that
the
does
thing.
2 turns.
Don't be a cocky game designer. There's got to be a better term for that than cocky. That's
Tacky.
Well, don't be a cocky game designer, because if you do something that everybody decides is bullshit, it just illuminates all of the flaws in your game. For example, the fact that we didn't discover cooking, the fact that there are no recipes available for all of these dumb
Okay,
reasons,
so here's an
etc.
application story.
Right.
Application story. I had a GM last week who took our party and said, hey,
Oh, this fucker. Yeah.
he says, your party, this group that you always game with, has this horrible time, this horrible habit, something he calls a horrible habit, of trying to thoroughly examine every single object in a dungeon.
Right.
We want to like see, can we detect magic off this thing? This like lamp post, does it talk? Can we communicate with it? Does it have lore? What can we do with this lamp post that you've put into the game? And he gets frustrated because he's like, it's just decoration, it's just, there's nothing here.
Okay.
So what he decided to do was he gave us like a big dungeon that just had a bunch of stuff that didn't have anything to do with things. And if we interacted with them, they would punish us. We'd pull a lever, and that lever doesn't do anything but drop more monsters in the room. And if you pull all the levers, you have only more monsters in the room. There's no way to like solve. This is not a puzzle to solve. This is just you hurting yourself more. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Item.
Oh, was there an item back there?
You didn't hear the sound?
I heard it. I just forgot the cue, what that meant. So this is always the game design that seemed like a good idea at the time. Unfortunately for them, I did not enjoy being used and abused because I get that enough in my real life. So I'm not playing with them anymore. It's like, well, action A causes consequence B. If I don't
Did you
like,
actually tell that guy you're just like not coming anymore?
I haven't spoken to them yet, but I might talk to them about it.
I just go radio
I don't know if
silence on it.
that's what I'm thinking, is like radio silence kind of thing. I'm not sure if I want to talk to them about that situation or not.
Circle. That's also another, like, in that
But
menu
for
screen, you have to
me-
use circle to confirm.
For me though, stop! Exclamation mark. That's a freaking great spell.
May I while you tell your story?
The main point is that there's these things that you can see are like, these are good ideas at the time because they'll solve your immediate problem. And one of the immediate problems that this game is trying to stop is that there are ways that your team can take full control of a battle. This fight did not need to use the same gimmicky concept that a prior boss fight already abused.
Well, here's the thing about it.
And could have done a lot more. There's a lot more that they could have done with that boss fight to make it interesting and still keep, like, this is a big bad threat in the middle of the screen.
Here's my deal with it.
He could have summoned ads. He could have done things to move party members around or manipulate them.
Here's my thing. We had all this shit set up, and it felt awesome. Like, we were like, we're gonna blow this fucker. Like, we're gonna blow everything up. Oh.
Ooh. Southpaw. This is a big boy.
Oh, this is a magic guy. Okay, I get it.
Oh, no.
No, that's fine with me. I can.
Intimidate Blast?
No, I will do momentum boost this, and then ice damage, and frost first, and then ice damage, I think.
Sure. Hit the whole team. It's even got different music. Oh.
Yeah, this is like a rare monster.
Can we
type
vanish?
Deal.
Oh, we vanish all?
Okay, we're gonna test your theory right now.
The inflame theory. Okay, additional fire, additional water.
Works.
Cool. Now you've just got to fire and water this bear, right? That dude did 300 damage with one slash.
We're out of here.
Bye. Hogstone. Just kidding. Bye, bear. We win.
Sure.
Combo power.
That was supposed to not happen that way, probably. I don't think he'll be there if we respawn. Like, I think if we I think if we walk out, he won't be there anymore. I think that was supposed to be like a rare occurrence type enemy. Maybe? Unless this is just the game now, and we're gonna stop playing it.
Oh, the game is now every monster just kills you.
I'm actually gonna double check. So, let's check here. Because if we can actually go back and... Oh, he's there. Okay, well, we can go back and try later. Let's save here, because we're both tired.
Yeah.
Mildly angry.
I am tired and mildly angry. Setsuna, can you stop, please?
But I'm Setsuna.
But I am Setsuna.
Let's do this, and then let's like have a little cooldown moment here.
I want to
like,
think about
just, like looking at this lovely map.
Think about what just happened here.
So here's the thing: we had all this shit set up, and it was real. Okay, actually, I want to go back to a point earlier. I noted that when you beat the boss, you didn't level up. That means that whoever designed that fight believed that you would be at the levels that you would be at, and that that was an appropriate reward for that, and that that was an appropriately difficult boss fight. I have to reiterate, that person is stupid.
Sorry, can you say that louder so the people in the back can hear?
So the people in the back can hear?
Yeah, re-say
the
that.
person who designed that boss fight, because you didn't level up and did not level up multiple times, which the difficulty of that boss fight, you really should have leveled up like twice each character.
No emotional release on this boss fight.
No catharsis on this boss fight.
catharsis.
No big rewards. Nothing. No big cut. Well, okay, we got character development for Julian. That's fine. We got, you know,
I get that from talking to an old woman in the village before. I don't...
That you have
I
a
get
point.
plenty
I'm
of
saying
it.
they tried. But the thing is that since you didn't level up and you didn't level up twice, it shows that whoever designed that fight believes that that was an appropriate reward and that was an appropriately balanced and appropriately difficult boss fight for where your characters are in their leveling scheme. And apparently they really fucked up, because of people online who have level averages in their characters between 25 and 28. We're about 25 now. We're between 23 and 25. Apparently people between 25 and 28 still thought that boss was ridiculous. So
yeah,
that was a
I
big
felt
fuck up all around.
Firmly ill-equipped for that whole fight, and I'm trying to think of a 3-group situation.
That was just a situation where it's like, I need 4 people. I need Setsuna, and like basically it's like any party we'd been using up to that point plus Nadir would have been perfect. Would have done, right. And we would have had 2 people doing damage. Like if we would have had Julian and Kier, and then Endir and Nadir doing their thing on the side, like, you know, that would have worked.
Yeah, I see that.
You know,
and you saw our solution to the fight, and our solution was very gimmicky. It was probably more gimmicky than what the game designers were trying to prevent.
There was, it was more gimmicky than what the game
Like,
designers were trying to prevent.
If they were trying to design against the like whole Unity situation that you
Right.
usually get, that we've been doing up to this point
Right.
with our boss fights, is like, well, let's put some weakening spells on them. Let's give us a wall to just hide behind and just lob shit over the wall.
Well, the thing about it is that those other boss fights were not. They did damage. They put up a fight.
Yeah.
And that's the bizarre part, is playing that boss fight. It's so weird. It's like, I want to know, like, what the design, what kind of development history this game went through. And I'm not trying to say, like, oh, there's this dumb fucker on the team they need to fire. But it's like, something happened here, because the past 2 or 3 boss fights have not just been good, but have been great. Have been, like, peak JRPG fun time. You know?
I feel you, yeah.
Because, like, we got, like, this nice setup going where it's, like, we have all these mechanics that are working in unison and all that. And then, like, that boss fight not only felt like it was... it's designed past the mechanics. The math of it was designed to prevent you from doing anything fun. Because he just kills you before you can do
prevent you
anything.
from using your team in a holistic sense.
Right.
It was specifically designed to, before you can attack, I kill one of your teammates.
Exactly.
And then, by the time you have revived that teammate, I kill another one of your teammates. That's what they were designing into that game. That's how that boss worked.
Right.
And it goes against the entire philosophy
Now,
of this
granted,
thing.
we never
so,
put life on Endir as well, so we don't know how much that would have, like, because we always spent 2 turns reviving someone, right? You know?
if we had to revive someone.
Now, granted, that's one of the big traditional things in JRPGs. Is that's the idea in the JRPG, though, is that reviving somebody is difficult. Reviving somebody and healing them is difficult.
Potato.
Reviving somebody and healing them is difficult because it's not supposed to happen. Because teamwork is supposed to prevent anybody from dying. You know?
And so we use teamwork to prevent them from dying by using our entire team to restore the team, and then
our entire team to prevent...
once every couple turns, we jump on them.
We tried to prevent our entire team from dying. Like, literally, we used one person to prevent the entire team from dying, and we used the entire team to prevent that one person from dying.
Yep.
And that was a hugely game, and we had to
Which is literally something we could do on every boss fight up to this point as well. We could have just done that this whole time.
We could have used that strategy that entire time.
It's just A, not fun, B, really slow and tedious and, like, annoying to execute on, and C, it only uses like one of the mechanics when we've got like so many other at our disposal that we could be playing with.
Here's the other thing. There's a lot of levels of this that we have to address.
Yeah, this is a dense shit sandwich that we're working through.
The other thing is, this boss screamed a single solution. As soon as we saw the amount of damage this boss was doing and how much damage it was doing and how quickly it was doing it, it immediately said, we need to provoke him.
Yep.
And
it was immediately, okay, we have to have one person on our party, which means we have to have 2 people on our party.
There's a town up there if you want to go there.
I'm looking around. Which means we have to have this specific 3-person setup
There's a sound, yeah.
on this party. Because we had Endir, or because we had Nidar, meant that we had to have a dedicated healer.
Yeah, when you have a tank, you always have to have a healer, which is part of the reason I don't like tanks in video games.
Which means we had to have a dedicated DPS, which meant literally the only solution to this situation
is very, very prescriptive.
Was Nidar, Endir, and potatoes.
Which is unfortunate because this... oh, hey, we went in a circle. That's weird.
Yeah. Oh, because the magical barrier's down. That's
right.
what.
Okay. So we must be supposed to be going in a different direction then, like over here. And all
we got to go this way.
Yeah. So, but basically, it's like that fight was almost like the entire. It's like a character action game is about finding a single specific solution to something and doing it. You know, an RPG is not. Because this is the thing, is that we looked at we looked at the party and we found that there are like 3 different setups we could do based on all of these like synchronicities and things we had going with, like in Thunder and in Flame and all that sort of thing. We looked at like we've been switching between Kier, like we always have Setsuna because Setsuna's good. You know, like we have a dedicated healer, which is just practical. And then we have Julian and Kier, which is a fun, we could do this, which is really fun and really powerful. And then we have Kier and Julian, and Kier and, we have Kier and Julian, and then Kier and Endir, and then Endir and Julian. And we have all these little setups that work, but only one setup works for that boss.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said from the beginning.
Right, and then...
It's a one-solution boss, and you are not equipped for that one-solution boss.
Right.
As we saw when we were looking through the game facts,
and the thing
they were like, hey, do you have this one exact spell? Because this is the one exact spell. It was like counter.
Right.
It's like, well, no,
Here's
I
the
don't
thing.
have that one spell because I didn't happen to
Get
come
the
across
drops,
the
yeah.
components that make that one exact spell. And they're like, well, that's the only way I could do it. I had to go back and get it.
Right.
It's like, what?